In this series, we're going to look at measuring. This will be conducted under the Australian and New Zealand Standard of Measuring. This standard is recognised worldwide, but please check your local building code for any differences. We're going to follow a certain project all the way through. Today's video is on heating, ventilation and electrical. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and leave comments below. So with the heating, ventilation and electrical, we don't have any specific plans given apart from this floor plan. Normally you'd be received some schematics and more detail of what's required, giving names of the products that are required for the LED lighting, the plug points, including like the ovens and hobs and everything that goes with it. It's also lacking some detail on the heating. We've got some ventilation in there. But that's about it. So we have to make some assumptions, and the way we do that is we detail them in our description, so it's obvious what we've allowed for, and we've got the quantities correct so that we know the exact numbers that are required. And if further down the line that the client wants to take these items out, they can do. They can see what they are, they can choose whether they want them or not, or want to upgrade them or want to downgrade them. It's entirely up to those, but for our job we need to make sure we've got everything in there so we can do what's required for the electrical plan. So first we've got heating and ventilation. So what we've allowed for is some bedroom heaters. We've got Dimplex 15 watt top outlet Atla panel heaters. So these will be sitting on the wall, say here and here, for example, for bedroom 1 and bedroom 2. So we've got 2 of them in total, so we just apply 2 and just finish the quantities off along to get the final quantity. Now the main living area will have a heat pump, and it's not a huge area that we've got here, so we've been able to calculate that it's only going to require a 8 kilowatt wall-to-wall heat pump. And you can go on various heat pump companies' websites to find out what capacity you need, what kilowatt you'll need for the area that you need to heat or ventilate. So we've allowed for an 8 kilowatt Panasonic heat pump, and we just applied the quantities here. So there's only one of them, and we just one all the way through to get the final quantity. Now in the laundry area, we've got to have a vent. It needs to be motorized, so it'll be attached to a switch. So when we switch it on, it comes on. When we switch it off, there'll be a delay on it, and it'll keep running for about approximately 5 minutes, and then it'll just automatically cut off. So we've got a Melrose motorized vent, and there's just one of those, so we just apply the quantities for that. We also need a vent in the bathroom, and we also need heating. So instead of having 2 different units, we combine them in one heat lamp. So that will vent and heat at the same time when required. So we've applied the quantity here, we only need 1, and we just move those across so we get the total of 1. So next is the electrical. So we do a first and a second fix. So a first fix is the putting in of all cables, any ductings that's required, and this goes from the boundary all the way through the slab into the house. It's everything that's behind the wall. We don't put in any fixtures or fittings because they mount to the wall, but if it's hidden in behind the wall, we put them in now. Generally, like I said before, if we have a detailed plan with schematics telling us everything we need, we can break those items down, but in this case we don't have that. So the way it's measured is just we do a rate for the square metre of the property. So we just put the square meterage in, and we know it's 12.35 times 5.25, giving you the total square meterage of that property. And the second fix is pretty much the same. So we can only measure it through the square metre of the property. And this is so that the person can allow to fit all the items that's required and make any in-wall adjustments if needs be. but what it doesn't include is the actual fixtures and fittings themselves. So we allow the work for the second fix in the square metre of the house, and then we start breaking down all that's required, as you can see here, for the fixtures and fittings. So first off, what we've got a distribution board. This checkered oblong here indicates a distribution board. So what we've put in, we've got a PDL distribution board, flush, 15-way with RCDs. So that gives us all of our trip switches as well. Next, we're going to be looking at the lights. So we've allowed for Delta 9-watt tricolour dimmable LED downlights. Now we don't break down each room for this, we just count what's going to be in that building. And so if we go around and count them all up, you'll see that there's 15 in total. So we've applied that to there and carried the numbers across. So keeping to the lights, we're now looking at the exterior lights. So we've gone with an Arlec sensor solar LED wall light with 50 looms. So these are the three that's here, 1, 2, 3. So we just apply the 3 into the Quants 1 and just carry them across until we get the total. We now look at the internal power points. So we've gone with a Delta ×6 double power point, and these are going to be 10 amp. So again, we don't break each room down, we just count which ones we're going to have there. So they're the ones that have got the symbols here. They're highlighted as 2, so that's the double, and we just count each room for how many they've got. So we also have a Delta ×6 double power point with USB at 10 amp, and that's situated over there. So it's the same as the other ones, the only difference is it's got the U next to it, indicating the USB port. So we've got an outdoor fixing as well. So we've got a Delta rhodium plated or outlet power point single. So that's just next to this light here, as you can see. So next we look at the light switches. We've got a Delta White Grid Connect Smart Single Gang Touch Light Switch. And they're just indicated by these signal here. So we just count them up, how many it's going to be required. And then just apply the quantity in here. So we've got 8 in total. But we've also got the same but as a triple switch. So we've got 2 of those, one will be there and one will be there. And we just apply the number in and carry them across. So we've also got a TV outlet, which you can see here. And that's situated here where it's got TV. And we've also got a Delta Cat6 wall plate insert. So that's for your data, and that's situated there. As well as this, we've got a Defender mini smoke alarm. So we've got 2 of those in total where they've got SA there and there. So another thing that we've added in an Arlec 35-watt stainless steel 5-bar heated towel rail. Now, if you look in the bathroom area, there's no indication of a towel rail, but all bathrooms have them, so we've allowed for it. If the client doesn't want it, they can take it out at a later stage. So there's only one of those, so we just apply the 1 and carry it across. So next we look at the kitchen hardware. There's certain items which we need to supply, and these are as follows. So we need to supply the dishwasher, the oven, hob and extractor. So we've allowed for a Fisher & Paykel 60 centimetre 9-function built-in oven with stainless steel, and there's just the one of those. We've also allowed for a Fisher & Paykel 60 centimetre 4-zone induct cooker top. And we've also allowed for a Fisher & Paykel 60 centimetre chimney box wall mounted range hood. And also we need to allow for a dishwasher. So we've got a Fisher & Paykel 15-place dishwasher, freestanding with 7 programs in stainless steel. So they're all going to be matching. Again, these are items that we need to allow for, but we don't know the detail. So the client can upgrade them, downgrade them, supply them themselves if they like, but we still have to fit them. But the only thing we don't have to fit are things like your fridge. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and leave comments below. Please stay tuned for future videos on quantity surveying elements.